I don't know about you, but I just miss the days when comedians really just got up and made us laugh. And there were so many brilliant, wonderful comedians, weren't they? I remember the delightful, of course, Ruth Buzzy. Remember her? Great, great, funny lady, of course, who doesn't really get talked about at all in this particular day and age. Over here in the United Kingdom, the brilliant Benny Hill, the aforementioned, of course, Charlie Chaplin. I mean, what a genius this guy was, you know? And they were there to make you laugh. You didn't care about their opinions. You weren't bothered about their opinions. But nowadays, if you're an alleged comedian like this man, Lenny Henry, or this one, who, you know, has kept some of the comedy a bit of a mystery to many people, Alan Davies, well, guess what? Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. Welcome, one and all brand new subscribers. It's nice to have your company as ever. I don't know what you think about this, new chums to the group, because, you know, these are the stories that I like to share with you, because it's all about sort of being proud of where you're from, what you're doing and who you are. What's wrong with having certain opinions? Well, here's the deal, right? We've recently just had two alleged comedians, as I say, Alan Davies, who apparently was a big hit on Jonathan Creek, and I do remember that vaguely growing up, but it wasn't the sort of program that I would watch. Seen a little bit of it now, and it was good in its time, I guess, but you know, that's the thing. Lenny Henry made a career by, first of all, going on a talent show and literally mocking his own race, and then happy to join the infamous black and white minstrel show as the only true coloured person in the group. He was quite happy to have that job. I know that for a fact. He was happy to take the money, you know, to mock his own race. But of course, years later, when you're now a multi-millionaire, you've got thoughts and opinions, and they are going to tell you them. And this is the deal now. You see what's happened with, for instance, Alan Davies. He's gone up at this literary festival and basically said, oh, he doesn't like waving the England flag. No, it's offensive. Oh, no, he doesn't. And why do we have to be this with the migrants? Alan is a multi-millionaire, right? Multi-millionaire, had millions of pounds over the years, making a lot of money from various degrees of television, stand-up, quiz shows, you name it, right? So consequently, these people sitting around in a literary festival, right, which their president is Dame Judi Dench. All very nice, isn't it, and twee. They never go to the hard land areas where people are truly suffering from the deprivation of what multiculturalism, which is really the problem, is not really being dealt with. It doesn't matter where you go, there are darker sides, but they never see this. The bigger factor is this. Both of these individuals have books to sell. And the new way of selling it now in 2025 is to kick back against your country. So Lenny Henry, who, you know, maybe was last funny in 1976 or whenever he appeared on New Faces, suddenly now we're supposed to pay billions of pounds in reparations back to the black community. Forgetting, of course, that the only people that still have slaves are actively doing it now, and it's all fronted by coloured people. You get the picture. But Lenny, no, got a book to sell. Alan has also got a tour. And this tour is going on right now throughout the United Kingdom. Yeah, funny. I'm lucky. I can check box offices, you see, and I know a lot of theatres, and it's not selling, really. You know, you can say what you want. Suddenly, Alan Davies is yesterday's news as hip and funnier and trendier comedians, possibly really, I would say, online, tapping into millions of people on a daily basis from the likes of TikTok, Instagram, you know, X, all of that sort of stuff. So Alan has to remind people at 60 that he's still relevant, so now he's got this show. Here's the problem, right? Since he came out and now said, of course, that he didn't like waving the British flag and all of that sort of stuff, has it increased sales in books? No. But actually people are now waiting to go and greet him at stage doors. Guess what? Waving flags, right? This is the stupidity of these people. So if you remember, there was another guy, Ian Lee, a while back saying, I don't want any reform voters to come to my shows. Well, they didn't, but then quite a few people didn't bother. It wasn't just Reform, you could say Conservative, Lib Dems, the Labour Party, the Greens. Not many people bothered to tap into Ian Lee's comedy. The joke becomes themselves in the end. And the problem that you've got is whoever advises these dimbos that this is the idea to sell your book, You may sell one or two, but you switch off the vast majority of the people. And as I often say here, chums, on the show, you can't get political if you're selling to the public, because the bottom line is you need the public to like you on every single facet. And Alan Davies, well, and Lenny Henry lost this plot many, many years ago, as you know, but really you could just kiss it all goodbye, right? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.